Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon to you all. And we are here for the Erasmus Mundus Association-Bangladesh Symposium Series 2021 webinar titled A Road to European Masters, Erasmus Mundus Master Degree with Erasmus+Scholarship Program. So the event description I am giving in short, what will be the outline of this program. We have two expert speakers among us who are the achievers of this prestigious scholarship. Assalamu alaikum, Rakib Raihan Bhai again and SM Masum Ahmed Bhai. So the outline of this program will be, we will first to know about what is Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degree Program, which is shortly known as EMJMD, and why to study in multiple European countries, and how to ensure this scholarship, the total application procedures of applying to an EMJMD program, and our expert speakers will share with us how EMJMD has changed their life and the opportunities that you can have after you finish this EMJMD program. So our first speaker will be Ms. Mohammad Rakib Raihan Bhai, and he is a volunteer of Erasmus Mundus Association. He has completed his master's in EMJMD program on photonics, integrated circuits, sensors, and networks, session 2020-22, and he is also a research assistant at Aston University in UK, where he is pursuing a combined research with UC Berkeley, University of California, Berkeley, and University of Cambridge. And along with Mohammad Rakib Raihan Bhai, we have SM Masum Ahmed Bhai, who is a EMJMD scholar in smart cities and communities, and his session is from 2019 to 2021. He is also a volunteer of this Erasmus Mundus Association, Bangladesh. So that was from my part for the introduction. I will now give the floor to Mohammad Rakib Raihan Bhai. Yes, Bhai, you can share with us your insights for this program.
Thank you, Jarif. Thank you for these introductions and warm welcoming. Okay, so already you have my name, so I'm not starting from my name. So I have a question for you. Do you have any international students today? Any international students?
Right now, there is no international student, so you can switch from Bangla or English as per your convenience. No problem.
Okay, that's the concern. Okay, so before I begin, let me give you an outline of today's program. As he said, so in first part, I'll be talking about overall Erasmus Mundus program. Then I'll cover what is Erasmus Mundus, then what are inside of these, and then I'll share my story. And later on, Masum Mohammed, he is also a very good speaker. He will share actually, how to apply, how to search for a program, to how to apply. Take a time. So basically today we're going to cover from the very beginning to the application procedure. So আমাদের question answer session টা থাকবে at the very last of this program, ঠিক আছে? But anytime you are welcome to raise your hand and ask your questions. But আমার believe যদি আপনারা যদি প্রথম থেকে যদি শেষ পর্যন্ত শোনেন মনোযোগ দিয়ে, most likely that we'll answer all of your questions, ঠিক আছে? তারপরে যদি you need any clarification or anything, feel free to ask. We are always welcome to have some interactive sessions. ঠিক আছে? সো আচ্ছা, আমি মাঝে মধ্যে স্ক্রিন শেয়ার করবো বা অফ করবো, সো নো ওয়ারিজ, যখন দরকার হবে স্ক্রিন শেয়ার করার I'll share my screen, and right now just focus on me and then you'll get to know it. Okay, so let's begin with the name. Today's session name is Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degree plus scholarships. So let's start with the joint master degree. Take us Erasmus Mundus. So Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degree টা হলো, it's funded by European Union. আর জয়েন্ট মাস্টার ডিগ্রিটা এর কারণটা হলো, আপনি এই প্রোগ্রামটা হলো জয়েন্ট, মানে at least দুইটা ইউনিভার্সিটি, few cases it can be 3, 4 or 5, ঠিক আছে, or even more. It depends on the program you are applying for, ঠিক আছে? সো জয়েন্ট মাস্টার ডিগ্রি কেন হলো? সো যে বললাম আপনাকে at least দুইটা কান্ট্রিতে পড়তে হবে। সো আপনার হলো at the end আপনার দুইটা মাস্টার ডিগ্রি থাকবে, ঠিক আছে, দুইটা প্রেস্টিজিয়াস মাস্টার্স ডিগ্রি থাকবে। যেমন আমার ইন্ট্রোডাকশন জারি বলছিল যে আমি শেষ করেছি, আসলে আমি শেষ করি না, আমি এখন সেকেন্ড ইয়ারে আছি। আর মাসুম রিসেন্টলি শেষ করেছে। হ্যাঁ, তো আমার ফার্স্ট ইয়ার ছিল ইংল্যান্ডে, ঠিক আছে, অ্যাস্টন ইউনিভার্সিটিতেই। সো ওখানে আমার ফার্স্ট ইয়ার শেষ। আর সেকেন্ড ইয়ারে আমি রিসেন্টলি আসছি ইতালিতে, স্কলার সুপারিয়র সান্তানাতে, ঠিক আছে। আর এদের ফটোনিক্স লাইক ওয়ান অফ দ্য বেস্ট ইন দি ইউরোপ। সো অ্যাট দ্য এন্ড কি হবে, আমি ইউকে থেকে একটা ডিগ্রি পাবো অ্যান্ড লাইক ইতালি থেকে একটা ডিগ্রি পাবো, ঠিক আছে, দুইটা মাস্টার্স ডিগ্রি। আর এটা এমন না যে লাইক মানে ফেলে দেওয়ার মতো না, ইট হ্যাজ সাম ভ্যালু, ঠিক আছে। দিস পিস অফ পেপার দে ক্যারি সাম ওয়েট। হ্যাঁ, সো এটা হলো জয়েন্ট মাস্টার ডিগ্রি। আর আরো কিছু কিছু ক্ষেত্রে ফর এক্সাম্পল মাসুম ফর এক্সাম্পল 3টা ইউনিভার্সিটিতে পার্টিসিপেট করেছে, ঠিক আছে, তাহলে অ্যাট দ্য এন্ড হি উইল বি অ্যাওয়ার্ডেড উইথ 3 মাস্টার্স ডিগ্রি। So that is why this is called Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degree, ঠিক আছে। সো এই ক্ষেত্রে কি হয়, সচরাচর একটা হোস্ট ইউনিভার্সিটি থাকে আর বাকিগুলো হলো পার্টিসিপেন্ট বা পার্টনার ইউনিভার্সিটি বলা হয়, ঠিক আছে। হোস্ট ইউনিভার্সিটি বা কোঅর্ডিনেটর ইউনিভার্সিটি বলা হয় তাদেরকে। সো দিস ইজ হাউ Erasmus Mundus জয়েন্ট মাস্টার ডিগ্রি ওয়ার্কস। এই হোস্ট ইউনিভার্সিটি কি করে, বাকি সবগুলো ইউনিভার্সিটি মিলে তারা একটা কোর্স কারিকুলাম বানায়। হ্যাঁ, বানানোর পরে মোস্ট ইফেক্টিভলি কি করে স্টুডেন্টরা at best সুবিধাটা পাবে। হ্যাঁ, সো this is how they organize and this is how Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degree is, ঠিক আছে। I believe this is clear what is Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degree, right? Or if you have questions you can ask. Okay, I believe no question. So let's start the next part, ঠিক আছে। নেক্সট পার্টে কি ছিল, স্কলারশিপ, যেটাতে আমরা ইন্টারেস্টেড মেইনলি, ঠিক আছে। আচ্ছা, জয়েন্ট মাস্টার অনেক কিছুই বুঝলাম, লেটস টক অ্যাবাউট স্কলারশিপ, কারণ এই টার্মটা শুনতে ভালো লাগে। আপনাদের কেমন লাগে আমি জানি না, বাট আমি যখন আপনাদের জায়গায় ছিলাম ওই স্কলারশিপ টার্মটা শুনলেই আমার না ওই যে অ্যাটেনশনটা চলে যেত ওই জায়গাটায়, ঠিক আছে। সো ইরাসমাস মুন্ডুস, আচ্ছা আমরা আজকে হলো মেইনলি মাস্টার্স নিয়ে কথা বলবো, মাস্টার্সের অ্যাপ্লিকেশন নিয়ে, বিকজ আই বিলিভ মোস্ট অফ ইউ আর undergrad students, maybe you have finished or you are like last year, as Jari was saying, he's in the last semester. So I believe most of you are like you want to apply for masters, ঠিক আছে। সো আমরা কিন্তু আজকে মাস্টার্স নিয়ে কথা বলবো, মাস্টার্স অ্যাপ্লিকেশন নিয়ে কথা বলবো। সো এরাসমাস মুন্ডাসে কি হবে যে এটা হলো ফুললি ফান্ডেড, আমি কিন্তু কথাটা বলেছিলাম যে ফান্ডেড বাই ইউরোপিয়ান ইউনিয়ন। সো এরাসমাস মুন্ডাস জয়েন্ট মাস্টার ডিগ্রিটা হলো ফুললি ফান্ডেড বাই ইউরোপিয়ান ইউনিয়ন। হ্যাঁ, তো ফুললি ফান্ডেড বলতে কি বোঝায়, আমি যখন ফুললি ফান্ডেড বলি, ফুললি ফান্ডেড বলতে I think the name says everything. So they will cover your tuition fees, ঠিক আছে, they will cover your tuition fees, then your living expense, আপনার প্রতি মাসে টাকা খাওয়ার খরচ, আপনার হেলথ ইন্স্যুরেন্স, ঠিক আছে, তারপরে ওই যে আপনি নতুন জায়গায় সেট হবেন সেই ফিটাও দিয়ে দিবে।
Rakib, sorry to interrupt. We have international students joining us, so you can conduct the whole session in English. No problem.
Okay. It's fine. Thank you for remembering me. Okay, we got some guests, so welcome our guests. Okay, so in the chat there is a chat. Okay, please English, please. Okay, sure, we can do that. No problem. So as I said, it is fully funded by European Union. So what does it mean by that? So they will give you your full tuition fees, means you don't have to pay nothing for your tuition fees. They will pay your whole tuition fees. Okay, then monthly allowance, because you say, okay brother, I got the full tuition fees, but I know that it's very expensive to live in UK, European countries. These are expensive, so how can I cover those expenses? So what we'll do, Erasmus will give you those value monies as well. So then there is something called health insurance. Okay, so it is very famous in like in US, UK or other countries, European countries. You have to have a health insurance, so it will cost you a lot. So what will Erasmus do? They will pay for your health insurance as well. Even I was talking with Masum last night and he was saying, brother, I got around 1,000 money back from the insurance. I was asking him, do they pay for the medicines? And he's saying, yeah, I got my like 1,000 euro so from them. So for health insurance, they are providing your health insurance. So basically from the very beginning, right, they are going to provide you everything. This is why this is called fully funded scholarships. Most strikingly, that's what I think, most strikingly, when we'll apply different universities or different scholarships, different programs. For example, I applied in West in 2020. All right, so they have some application fees, approximately average 80 euro, not euro, $80 per university. But when you will be applying to Erasmus Mundus Scholarship, there is no application fee. Most likely there is no application fee. Few courses, maybe one or two, they might have some application fee, but I'm not sure. But most of the cases, 95% programs, they do not require any application fee. So just to sum up or clarify, in Erasmus Mundus Scholarship Program, you don't have to pay any application fee. All right, you don't have to pay any application fee. Okay, one more interesting thing, when you will apply different countries, you have to submit your, you have to send them by DHL your documents, like your certificates, your transcripts, your medium of instruction, IELTS or TOEFL score. Even that cost you a lot, not lot, at least 2,500. When I sent my document, his file, they were asking around 2,500 Bangladeshi taka. But for Erasmus Mundus Scholarship, you do not have to send any documents via DHL, okay, while you're applying. What will you do? You will just scan your documents. And one more important thing, like you don't have to pay for your scanning. We all have a smartphone, right? You just scan it in your phone and upload it. Okay, later on, Masoom, he will cover everything, even how to apply it. So if you say that, okay, brother, I don't have a smartphone, maybe your friend have. So ask him to scan your document and upload it to the application portal. So just to recap, so Erasmus Mundus scholarships, they're fully funded. They do not require any application fee. You do not have to pay for any sending documents. You don't have to send any documents. So it's totally free, but it's valuable, right? So why not to apply? Why not to take a chance? Okay, so this is like kind of introduction of Erasmus Mundus joint master degree plus scholarships. Okay, and we are like, as Jarif was mentioning, that we are like a volunteer of EMA. So what is EMA? EMA is stand for Erasmus Mundus Association. So all the current students or students who has finished their masters, so with the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship, we are like we are alumni, right? For example, you have that IUT alumni group, I know that, so that's very strong. So alumni means EMA alumni is like that one. So okay, all the current students and previous students, we all are the part of Erasmus Mundus, like EMA. Okay, and it is like based on Belgium, like it's a non-profitable organizations, like volunteer. That's why we say we call ourselves volunteer. And part of EMA is EMJMD. What is EMJMD? The term BD, like it says, like for Bangladesh students, like it's a part of like Bangladeshi community. Like here, I'm a part of EMJMD team as well. So I'm working as a deputy coordinator in event and project management. Another speaker, Masoom, he's the head of like public relations. So we are part of EMA and EMJMD both. Okay, so the question is, okay, you got to know Erasmus Mundus scholarships now. Okay, if I'm going fast, just let me know. Maybe I'm going too fast. If I'm too fast, just remind me, interrupt me and say, okay, brother, let's just go slow. Okay, so far now we got to know about Erasmus, EMA, EMJMD. Now the question is why we are here at IUT today, right? So why we came to IUT today? So to answer this question, I'd like to share my screen. Wait for a second. Okay, I got some call. Sorry for that. I believe you guys can see my screen, right?
Yeah, here.
Okay, thank you for the clarifications. So as I was saying, that why we are at IUT today. So to answer these questions, I would like to know, these are the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship winner in last year, 2021. Okay. So the students who got a scholarship this year, they're going to be counted in 2022. So the last year, the top 15 countries, they got Erasmus Mundus Scholarship. The first one, like India, scored the first. They're the topper of the table. They got 153 scholarships. Okay, this number is not clear, so I'm reading for you. So then the second part is Brazil. They own total of 144 scholarships. Then Pakistan 141. Then Bangladesh 139. So right now we are holding the 4th position. Okay. And thereafter you can say Mexico, Nigeria, Russia. Okay. So this is so on. Like the last one is Egypt, the number 15, Egypt. They got 51 scholarships last year. So why we're here today? To promote Erasmus Mundus Scholarship. So this year, more and more applicants, like we want to have more applicants from IUT to take this number, Bangladesh, from 4th position towards the upward directions. Like, why not to be the first one? Like we have 139. So if I just 2 more, like 41, we can cross Pakistan. 3 more, we can cross Brazil. So that is why we are here today. We don't want to be in the 4th position. We want to be the top of the table, right? That's why we're here. And another important thing, like 5 years back, if I said you, correctly, 5 years back, like our Bangladeshi students, they were more likely like 50, 60, this range. Okay, the year I got the scholarships, 2020, then we like I'm the member of Centurion team. Okay, so we got the Century, we crossed 100, and see the last year we like 139. So every year we are like getting more students. That is the main motto of our EMJMD team, to like, so that we can encourage more Bangladeshi students. Personally, I'll be happy if I see, if I see Bangladesh at the top of the table. Like if I see more Bangladeshi in my program, other program, like we are happy to welcome you. So that is why, so that you got to know about the scholarships and apply. Okay, that is why we are here today. So I believe you got the point. So yeah. So that is even the main aim of EMJMD team, that we want more applicants, more balanced students. Okay, so yeah. So as I said, okay, I'm giving you a lot of information, so sorry for that. I have to talk. Okay, so the next part is like, as you already know, that Erasmus is fully funded. What else Erasmus offer, right? As I said, it's fully funded, so you got the money. Okay, let me share you something called like program country and partner country. All right, so the program country means the country who is hosting or who is organizing the program. For example, most of the cases, all the European countries and like the UK, they were a part, even still they are a part of this Erasmus program. So they are the program country, and the people like us from Bangladesh, India, we are called the partner country. All right, so we are part of partner country. So now I'll show you actually the Erasmus money you get, how it distributes. I'll share my screen again, so just for a minute. Okay, yeah, okay, if you can clearly see my screen, this is actually the money distribution for the program country and partner country. That's how much money you will get overall your 2 years master's program. Okay, so I'll go directly. We are, as I said, we are partner country, right? So we are here. So approximately they will pay you like all of your tuition fees. Okay, you don't have to follow everything, just focus my words. So they said that maximum 9,000 euro per year, but eventually it varies program to program. For example, my tuition fees in UK, they were 16,000 pounds, not euro. That was 16K pound, not euro, but they paid all the money. So they said, but it varies program to program. So they are giving your full tuition fees for both program country. If you are an Erasmus Mundus Scholarship winner, you don't have to worry about the first part, the participation cost. They are paying you. Okay, then it's not, they're not going to pay you directly, they will pay the university. So you have nothing to do with this one. So leave this. So part B, as I was saying before, like travel and installation cost. Okay, so we are like partner country. So how much they will pay for us? They will, for the first year, from the very beginning of your first year, they're going to pay you 3,000 euro plus 1,000 for installation costs and other stuff. Okay, you have to remember this one, this middle one, and the last one is subscription cost. Like, as I said, it is your monthly allowance. All right, so they will pay you 1,000 per month. This is how they distribute the money for program to partner countries. I think this is clear. No, not even if it's not clear, you don't have to remember everything right now. Once you are the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship winner, you are automatically into it. So you don't have to worry about this one right now. Okay, so yeah. So I think this part is also done, like program country and partner country. And most strikingly, Erasmus Mundus Scholarships is like, it's a multidisciplinary program. So what does it mean by that? Like, multidisciplinary programs, for example, my program, this is called, Masters on Photonic Integrated Circuit Sensors and Networks. Okay, my background, I'm graduated from electrical engineering, electrical and electronic, right? Triple background, so my background was there. And we have some more students, like they have a background on mechatronics. Actually, they do have a background on mechatronics. Then we have like physics. Okay, we have telecommunication engineer. So multidisciplinary means the people from different backgrounds, they will come and they combine study. For example, in Massum's program, as far as I know, like they have like EEE, CAC, even architecture as well, right, Massum? Yes.
Exactly, Rakib. The lot of different backgrounds, like environmentalist, physics, civil engineering, architecture, computer science, electrical engineer, electronic engineer, even geotech specialist. So it's quite multidisciplinary. So you can check.
Yeah. So that is what I mean by multidisciplinary. I mean the same program, people are studying from different, a lot of different backgrounds. So that is what means like multidisciplinary means. So as he just said, for example, if I show you another example, okay, let me share my screen again. So you can then understand, okay, how it works, right? Okay, later on, the one I'm showing right now, Masom will, he will share everything later on again, but I'm just want to show you like Erasmus Mundus Catalog. Masom will, briefly describe this one. So I'm just going to show you like to communication maybe. Yes, let's see what do they found. So I found a program. I want to show you actually how actually in real life it works. So I believe then application, sorry. Yes, see, when they're asking like application, prerequisites and admission, they're saying the applicants must have a bachelor degree in or equivalent in the area of computational, linguistic, language technology, cognitive science, computer science, mathematics, artificial intelligence. You see the variance? They started literally from linguistic to computer science, mathematicians, artificial intelligence. So these multidisciplinary programs, they organized this to solve the real life problems, like so that it can be more interactive. So it's not like the traditional study anymore that you are just studying physics. So they want a collaboration from all background to deal with real life problems. So I think this is a great opportunity of this Erasmus Mundus Scholarship program, right? So you can check it out later. Oh, okay, don't afraid of these links. Masom will show you more briefly. So just bear with me and just stay focused. All right. So yeah, I think we're back here again. So yeah, so far we got multidisciplinary as well. Now, Erasmus, another more like objective of Erasmus is like, what does it say? It's called like cultural diversity. It's a part of Erasmus, like, trust me. Okay, when you are like, if you are an Erasmus Mundus Scholarship, you will experience it. How does it work? For example, in UK, I literally we were like 3 Erasmus programs together at Aston University. So we have students from Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, Nepal, like Belarus, European countries. Belarus, we have students from Brazil, Paraguay. Actually, I'm not lying. Trust me, I'm telling the truth. Egypt, Turkey, we studied with them, Filipino, like Vietnamese. So see, you have the chance to know about their culture, how they are, their study life, how their bachelor life was, how do they behave, you also get to know it, right? And so yeah, so if I share like short story here, like what does how it feels like, now this part I'll speak in Bengali. So this part, the international students, bro, you don't have to listen this one. It's for our students. It's called, Lungi Gatha. All right. So Lungi holo Bangladesher traditional dress. আপনাদের লুঙ্গি বোঝানোর দরকার নেই। আমি জাস্ট একটা স্টোরি শেয়ার করছি যে like how does it feels like international environment এটা কেমন লাগে, হ্যাঁ? তো আমি লুঙ্গি পরি, যেহেতু আমি গ্রামে বড় হয়েছি, তো আমি রাত্রে ঘুমানোর সময় লুঙ্গি পরি। তো আমার ফ্ল্যাট ছিল 2nd ফ্লোরে, আমার রুম 2nd ফ্লোরে, আর ডাউন ফ্লোরে আমাদের হলো মানে ডাইনিং স্পেস আর কিচেন ডাউন ফ্লোরে। তো হঠাৎ করে আমি রাত্রে লুঙ্গি পরি, বাট হঠাৎ করে আমি কিচেনে কিছু একটা নিতে আসছি লুঙ্গি পরে, ঠিক আছে? লুঙ্গি পরে নিতে আসি, তো আমার ফ্ল্যাটমেট ছিল, একজন হলো পাকিস্তানি আর একটা হলো ইজিপশিয়ান, ঠিক আছে? ওরা দুজন নিচে বসে আছে, হ্যাঁ, ও খুব ভালো ফ্রেন্ড। আমি যখন লুঙ্গি পরে নামছি, লুঙ্গি আর গেঞ্জি পরে আছি, লিটারালি ইজিপশিয়ান ফ্রেন্ডটা ওর আগে কোনোদিন লুঙ্গি দেখেনি, তো আমাদের তাকাই আছে। সো হোয়াট আর ইউ ওয়ারিং? Is it kind of a skirt? I said, no, it's not a skirt. This is called lungi. Then he became curious. Then how you are wearing it? Is there any belt there that is holding the lungi? I said, no, there is no belt or nothing. Then he's saying, man, it can fall down anytime. I said, no, man, it will never fall down. This is how we wear. Okay. Then he's saying, okay, for precaution, maybe you are wearing something inside the lungi. And I said, no, this is how it works. You don't have to wear anything. This is how relaxing. And then he was telling the Pakistani friend, see, Rakib is wearing a lungi. It's so risky. It can fall any time, and he's not wearing anything inside it. And the Pakistani friend replied, that is why they wear lungi. Okay, so this is kind of lungi gatha in England. ঠিক আছে, okay, this was kind of short break because আমি আপনাদেরকে অনেক ইনফরমেশন দিচ্ছিলাম। ঠিক আছে, so yeah, so far everything is okay for you? Do you have any questions so far, or anyone who is sleeping right now? You can raise your hand. Who is sleeping? Please raise your hand. Oh, if you are sleeping, how can you raise your hand? That's another question. Like, it's stupid. I'm stupid. Anyone who is like typing, chatting with someone, trust me, this time I will get a lot of hands. I know this one is, most of you are chatting or typing. Okay, okay, this was your short break. Okay, you don't have any question. I'm lucky, you know. One session I asked the students, like, do you have any question? And he was saying, bhai amar ratre ghum ashe na, ki korbo? Oh bhai, what can I do if you can't sleep properly? ঠিক আছে, আমি কি করি, আমি ব্যক্তিগতভাবে ওই যে ডক্টর মাহফুজুর রহমানের গান শুনি, তাহলে ঘুম চলে আসে। ঠিক আছে, it's like I feel relaxed and I sleep. Okay, so okay, that's it, the short break. Now recap you everything. So far I covered what is Erasmus Mundus Scholarships, right? What are the benefits what it offers, multidisciplinary, then I feel like in program company partner country. So in this part, like now I'll go to some how to make it like, you know, proper applications, some tips to apply proper applications, and I'll just touch some part, and later on, like Masom, he will cover everything, every details. So now this session I'll just show you like some tips regarding how to make a quality applications. So I'll share my screen again, so just have some patience. I'm switching in on off a lot. Yes, I believe my screen is visible, right? Masom, can you see my screen?
Yes, brother, we can see, I guess.
Okay, that's great. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So I'm just gonna show you like some basics of tips for successful Erasmus Mundus applications. You will get all the links later on. Even Masom will briefly show, so don't worry, you know. Okay, so choosing a program, I think Masom will talk about it. So maximum each year you can apply 3 programs. So I'm not gonna hit that one. I'll leave this one for Masom. Okay, now application. Okay, this is for Masom. Okay, recommendation later. I'll just touch. Masom will again. He will, if I miss anything, or he will add. Of course, he will add, because this is like very important. Okay, when you're applying for Erasmus Mundus scholarships, you need at least 3. Most of the cases, 3 letter of recommendations. Okay, so the question is, to whom should I take it? Because it can be your professor, you know, academic advisor, from your teacher, like anyone. Like it is better that if you take one from your project supervisor, one co-supervisor, and another is like from your maybe another teacher. If you're working in a job, so at least try to take 2 academian and 1 like from your job. I get this question often. All right, so actually leave this one. Like what do you do in recommendation later generally? Let me share you another story. I do have a friend. I'm not Masom is laughing because he knows exactly what happens actually. Okay, so she's a friend of mine, so we both are waiting at AIUB. Okay, we went for recommendation later, and she was saying, okay, I came to this professor for taking a recommendation later. And what she did actually, she went down to the computer shop and she printed something, and the teacher has to sign on it. Okay, so when the teacher was reading that recommendation letter, she wrote in 1 paragraph, she wrote, Mr. Jain is very proficient in English. As I said, she. So she, how can she can be Mr.? So what we do eventually, we copy it from we copy it from internet, and we just come up with some, you know, gatanugatik bosta pacha recommendation later. That's what we do. We write, she's a girl and she wrote like, Mr. Jain is very proficient in English. It's just a funny story, but trust me, most of us, we do it. So do not do it. Learn how to take a good recommendation later, you know, learn how to take it. Trust me, in the country, it's not my word, the research I'm working with, Dr. Harris, he said me, Rakib, we are living in a century or in a time that most of the cases, all the information are out, but we don't know how to pick one. You know, we don't want to pick even the right information. We are too busy in Facebooking. I personally do it. Like I use Facebook, YouTube a lot. Even if I feel like if I just use those time for my success, I'll be in more better positions. Like I'll be doing more good things. But we are too busy in Facebook or YouTube that we don't have a chance to know about more about recommendation later. Okay, Okay, I'm going, okay, CV, okay, for when you're applying for Erasmus Mundus, you have to apply for like European format CV. Masam will talk about it, so I'm not going to cover this one. Okay, regarding like, I want to cover this part actually, then motivational later, okay. It's very important. This is the most important, one of the most upper year CGPA. This is the most important part of Erasmus Mundus Scholarship when you are applying for Erasmus Mundus Scholarship. Because, you know, like, this is the later, for example, your CGPA is done. You can't do anything about your CGPA. But this piece of later, this motivational letter, trust me, I call it a trump card. You know, trump card, you know what is trump card because you are from Bangladesh, so most of you know how to play card. Trump card means it doesn't matter like how many people are there. If you do the trump card, like it's yours. Like that, I call it a trump card. You know, it has to be. You have to show like, so it's already written in there. Like, you know how to write this one. If you read it, like you can get all the information. Like through this motivational letter, you have to prove, you know, how much you are qualified for this program, how your previous background, you know, for example, you studied from, as I said, multidisciplinary course. So you studied like you studied mechatronics, but you are applying in, if you studied physics, or you are applying in photonics. You studied computer science, but you are applying in other like smart cities. So how those background courses, you know, they are relevant to your future study, and you have to prove that how this program can help you in your future. So this is the point you have to sell yourself. See, if you just read, like, I hate reading slides during my presentation, but just if you read it, like formulate your later positive and future oriented. See, identify yourself, like think about why you are pursuing Erasmus Mundus. See why you're pursuing, why you want to pursue Erasmus Mundus Scholarship. Prove this one. Explain why the program have chosen is the right. So as I said, you have to choose 3 programs. So why you think that is the program you're choosing, this is the right one for you. Explain this one. You know, instead what qualities you can bring to the program. Like why should they have feed between? So it's the same things. Okay, tell why you distinguish yourself from others, why you're different from others, why they should hire you. So literally through this motivational letter, you have to prove yourself. You have to, like, this is called unique selling point, USP. You know, trust me, one very good important note. Just look at me right now. Don't look at the screen. Look at me right now. A lot of people, they have a lot of qualifications, but they don't know how to sell it. Okay, don't take the selling term in a negative way. They do not know how to put it in a right way. A lot of people have good qualifications. Trust me, they have multiple maybe medals, a lot of blah, blah, extracurricular activities, but they do not know how to put it in a CV. They don't know how to write a good motivational letter. They don't know it. So that's why they do not get the scholarships. Trust me. I know a lot of people who have like CGPA close to 4 out of 4, but they're not getting the Erasmus Mundus scholarships. Okay, because they don't know how to sell it. So find your unique selling point. You know, it's very important to whatever you have, like, says, like prove yourself. Okay. And like, don't in motivational letter, what you should not do like you just copying your CV here again, stating the CVs. Then don't be vague. What is in the vague? Let me give an example. You are saying that you are very good in like in extracurricular activities. You are saying that you like football. For example, you said, I like football. Like our question is, do you like to play football, watch football? What's about football, right? So don't give, you said that I'm good in communication, I'm good in project management. What you did exactly in the project management? So in terms of giving some blog, like be specific. Okay, I love playing football. You know, say that you play football. Say that one. You know. Okay, don't be lengthy. It's not like you're like, you know, essay for 3 to 4 pages, like বাংলা রচনা লিখতাম না আমরা ওই যে এসএসসি বা ইন্টার থাকতে, যত বেশি লেখা তত বেশি মার্কস. Do not do it. Okay, don't be so lengthy. It's not about how long you are learning. Most of the cases 1 page, and some cases they will give you direct information, like direct instructions, which one. Like then, like, don't use complex languages. That we want to avoid, like we want to be like more smart. So what we do, we copy it, you know, from, we use some Jerry words maybe. Trust me, it's extract word from some resources. Don't do that. Okay, later part was interviewer. So once you selected, then these are like, in most of the cases they might have interview, they might not. So it depends on the program you're applying for. Yeah, more or less this is it from like my tips. So far, do you have any question? Anyone have any question for me right now? That's great, which means I might be a very good speaker, or you are not getting anything. Okay, Amina has a question. Please unmute yourself and ask your question. Let's have the first question today.
I was wondering about the motivation letter and the difference of motivation letter and SOP. So which one are we supposed to actually send, the motivational letter or the statement of purpose?
Okay, thank you, Tamina, for the question. Okay, motivational letter, then letter of intent. What does it say? All are same actually. Say all are same. Statement of purpose, motivational letter, letter of intent, all are same. I think you got your answer. All are same. You have to just write one. They're the same meaning. All right, and Masum will also talk about it. Okay, we have more question. Please unmute yourself. Muhtasim.
My question was about the recommendation letters. Like you said that to get 2 from academics and 1 from elsewhere. So what kind of recommendation letters can we get from elsewhere? And does
Okay,
that
what I mean is
relevant to the program?
Okay, I got your question. So what I mean by that, for example, I was working and I was an academic student as well. So what I did, I finished my study before I started the job. Means when I applying, I was working in a company and I'm a student. So I took 2 recommendation letters from the university and 1 from my boss. So if you are working, then you can take 1 from your boss, like your supervisor from the work. Or if you are a full academic student and you don't have to take like from outside the academy, no, 3 academic is fine. Okay, one more thing, like let me just talk it because Masum is also here. In most of the cases, as I said, that I had job experience. Okay, within few minutes, okay, I took a lot of time. Sorry for that, I'll finish with as soon as possible. Within 5 minutes, inshallah, not 5, no more than 5 minutes. Sorry, Masum, I took a lot of time. Okay. So, most of the cases we think that, we don't have research publications, we don't have job experience. How can anyone get Erasmus Mundus scholarships? 2 speakers, I had everything. Masum was a fresh graduate. We both got the scholarships. As I said before, it's not about what you have, it's about how you sell it. It's very important. So he was a fresh graduate. Even he was my senior. Right now he finished his master's. I'm still my second year. I'm happy to say it. I'm happy to say it actually. So he got just after his graduation, and it took me for a year to find out what are the keys. So it's about, that's why we came here today. So we help you out. Okay. So that's it. Okay, later on, Masum will cover most of the cases. And if I give you as Jarif was saying, that our speaker will share how they got benefited, how they changed their life through Erasmus Mundus Scholarship. So my journey is more or less same. Who have okay, one last question. Please unmute yourself and ask your question.
I'd like to know what is the percentage of fresh graduates getting the scholarship?
Okay, I got your question and I will answer your question. Take it. So it depends actually program to program. More likely, people are getting we have few more volunteers. They got the scholarship just after their graduation. I don't think they have a specific percentage, but I believe at least more than 30%. Or I don't know. It varies program to program. There is no direct Erasmus Mundus scholarship. They have more.
I want to interrupt you in this in this segment. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No,
in
sure.
this aspect for the fresh graduates, there is a golden rule, but it's not an official rule. Like it could be 25% or 30%. Like one program, if they want, they can apply that rule to take 30% of maybe fresh graduate among 23 students or 18 students. It depends on the situation. So there was a golden rule, but it depends on the program coordinator and their like selective committee that what they want really. So it depends also how you connect yourself in that aspect. So if you are suitable for that program, it doesn't matter you have 5 years experience or you have no experience, they will choose you. So it doesn't matter actually. It's my opinion, from my experience of last 2-3 years, I got this. Sorry to interrupt you, Rakib bhai.
That's fine. So I said the same, I think. So yeah, it depends. Okay, but right now we are not going to take any more questions because question sessions will be the last one. So we will be repeating these topics. Okay, so my journey, I graduated from AIB in 2018. Okay, so yeah, my CGPA was 3.76. I was awarded with cum laude award. Don't think that I have a very large CGPA, no, not like that. Like you have more people have better CGPA than me, trust me. Then I applied this year, trust me, in Erasmus Mundus Scholarship. I was very excited. And I'm telling it in short. So, and I got rejected in the first year, and the reason was they got more qualified student than me. It's 2 actually. Then you can say this is how my journey started. thereafter I started finding, what qualified students should have. So then I literally in the next year, I tried to do everything that a student can possibly do. I was publishing papers. I was giving, even for me, I sit for IELTS twice, GRE twice, because it was not working for me, trust me. So my journey was a little bit hard. So if you have a smoother journey, do that one. But if in case you are in trouble like me, to trust me. So the first I got nothing, then I sit for IELTS twice, GRE twice. I published 2 papers. Then later on, I'm just applied for last year. When I got selected, then I applied. Then I had my CGPA 3.76. I had 2 years full work experience. I had GRE because in that program they were asking GRE, so recommended but not mandatory. So I submitted it. So GRE, I had IELTS. So literally, and my SOP in that year and recommendation letter of that year compared to the first one, trust me, there is a difference of day and night, more than day and night. So later on, I discovered how to write a good SOP, how to get a good LOR. So then I applied in that year, the last year, in 2020, and Erasmus program. I also applied in US. So in US, I applied in eight universities for masters and PhD. I got 7 admissions, 4 fully funded PhD, 3 fully funded masters. Then Erasmus Mundus, I applied 3 programs. I got selected into 2 programs. The program I came for, PICSNet program, my overall ranking was 5th, and I was first among balanced students. So this is how it started. So, and how I got motivated through webinar like this. In AAB, we organize webinars every year. So once I was students like you sitting in the backyard, maybe with Masoms or other students and our speakers, they were saying how good the Erasmus Mundus scholarships in. Trust me, that time I thought myself, in the next year, I'm to be there. So the next year I could not make it. Then the next year, see, I'm talking with you. So we are here today so that in the next year, we'll come back to IUT again. We'll host a webinar on Erasmus Mundus again, and we'll get more the speakers will be from IUT. One of how many participants we have right now, Masoom? 57. So out of 57, for example, few of us, 55 students right now. So at least out of 57, all the speakers should be from IUT among one of you. Next year, see you all in this webinar, or hope to see you in Europe and anywhere else. So thank you. So thank you everyone for listening me for a long time, and I'm sorry for taking more time. Masoom, it's your turn. Thank you all. Masoom, please.
Thank you, Rakib Bhai, for your wonderful speech. And now I'm going to proceed with my speech. Yes, my introduction is there already. Thank you, Zarif, as well. And I want to give heartful thanks from my heart to IUT IEEE Student Branch for organizing this wonderful event. And this is me, SM Masoom Ahmed. Right now, I am working as a researcher under UMOMS, but not PhD, just a researcher and visiting researcher. So now let's move on to the session part I'm going to cover. I'm going to cover how you're gonna find a program and how much program you can apply in one session. So that's quite important. So I'm going to share my screen. Yes, I'll share the screen. I guess my share is
yes.
visible. I guess.
Yes. Go on.
So at first, I'm going to show you how to find a exact proper program for yourself. It's quite different than other kind of master's degrees. If you go try to find in our bachelor degrees, it's named EEE or ME, like mechanical engineering, or maybe CSE, computer science engineering. You cannot find this kind of name in Erasmus Catalog. It's quite difficult, I guess, due to it's a very wide course and multidisciplinary course. So for that reason, there is one particular website that you can find your background matches the courses. So it's called Erasmus Mundus Catalog. If you write it up like Erasmus Mundus Catalog, you will find the catalog, and this is it. So this is actually an European website where they put all the Erasmus projects for the tentative years or next years or the current years. So here you find the EMJMD catalog, and I'm going to open the tab. So here you can find it. And here you will see there is, for the timing, there is 149 programs. So from 149 programs, maybe you will find that 10 to 15 programs is connected with electrical and electronic engineering. But I guess maybe you will find 3 to 5 programs which will be connected to the background because when you are doing any research, your thesis, like maybe you will choose a power energy, or maybe renewable energy, or maybe electronics, or maybe photonics, or maybe a telecommunication. So it will divide your region to apply, or your motivation. So for that aspect, like maybe you're doing a job in a maybe in a company which will work for telecommunication or maybe electronics. So you should choose that kind of program that is matched with your background. And in one academic year, you cannot apply more than 3 programs. I repeat, you cannot apply more than 3 programs, because is the rule, it's mandatory rule you have to follow. So for that reason, I suggest you should try to go through this 149 programs and shortlisted your connected programs with 3 to 5 programs, and then you need to also shortlist it according to your background, that which 3 programs you're going to apply. So now I'm going to show you how you can try to find your suitable program. So you can put some keywords, just like Rakib Bhai earlier said for all of you. Or maybe if you want, like I want to go some program that will include maybe UK, or maybe Belgium, or maybe Sweden. So you can try to find in that aspects as well. And there is 3 different like masters programs. Like one is 1 year masters, 1.5 year masters, and last one is the 2 years masters. So maximum is the 2 years masters. There you will find very little amount of programs. Those are 1 year and 1.5 year. Like you will find maybe 1 or 2, 3 programs, not more than that. And all the other programs of 120x, ECTS is the European credits. So it's not like Bangladeshi credits, it's like European credits. So you will cover 120 credits within two years, just like us, me and Rakib Bhai. And the field of study, here you can see that like which field of study you have. So if you are from chemistry, economic sciences, environmental and geosciences, you can just put a tick and you can try to find the tentative program for you. But I suggest you to go each program and try to see, like as some program you will see in the top, like my program in the outside name, you will see my name is Smart Citizen Communities. And there is no way you can understand that this program is for electrical or maybe computer scientists. Like people will thought it could be for urban planners, maybe architects, or maybe civil engineers only. But we studied here and we finished the degree from here. So you have to go through the program. Just by saying the by watching the name, you cannot decide that this program is not for you yourself. Like just Rakib Bhai showed you earlier in the session. And here just I want to show you one program for the time being. Like let me search, because here a lot of students from engineering department or information science, like computer science department. So I'm trying to search for information science and engineering department. So I'm going to search it. And here we found like 47 programs. And it's quite huge, I guess, because 47 programs. And from here, you need to shortlist out the 3 programs which are connected with your background properly. So here you can see the data intensive intelligent software system, embedded computer system. Here you can apply, like electrical engineers for my knowledge, fire safety engineering, then imaging and light and extended reality, advanced robotics, who are really connected to robotics, they can apply for here. But to be honest, as per my knowledge here, like some additional language requirements is there. So maybe you need to check before apply. But maximum programs, only English is enough. English, if you have the medium of instruction is English or IELTS or TOEFL score, that will be enough for applying for these courses. So let me open one course for all of you and try to show them. Like this is one of my favorite programs, though I never applied here or we studied there. But I want to show from this program. It's called Renewable Energy and Marine Environment, because renewable energy is one of the most like, you know, people like it. So I want to show it for all of you. So this is the program. It's called Renewable Energy in the Marine Environment. And here you can see that that the coordinated university of this program is Universidad del País Vasco. This is one of the university I studied earlier in my Erasmus degree, and it's situated in Bilbao. So it's one of the good universities in Spain. And the other three universities, one from Spain, École Centrale de Nantes, and University College Cork from Ireland, and NTNU. This is one of the best for renewable energy in Europe, NTNU. So these programs, universities are quite good. So here you can see like what is the program, which countries are connected with this program, and you can see like what kind of specialization can you have, like renewable energy and offshore energy system engineering, or maybe you can have power electronics and control for offshore renewable energy systems. So I'm not going to tell everything from here. I'm going to open that website. Like when you will try to find a program, you can find that website directly into the catalog summary here, but sometimes you cannot get it from here. So what you need to do, you need to copy the name, like renewable energy marine environment, copy the name. Sorry, then just put it in the web browser and just put it Erasmus. Then you can directly, they will take you to the website. Or maybe you can go through, if you find here, like from here, you can also go the same website. So before applying any program, I suggest when a program is selected, you should go through that particular program website and read each and everything very carefully, because like you have to be very patient for your application process. Without patience, I think it's quite difficult to get a huge amount of a scholarship. So you have to be very careful for your application, and for that reason you have to study like at least twice or thrice the website particularly which you wanted to apply. So this is REM program, and whenever you want to find any information for your application, at first you try to see that like who can apply for this program. So by watching this name, RAM, we can understand that we can apply the electrical engineers or maybe mechanical engineers. So for be sure of that, like you need to see the application procedure. So here you will find what is the admission procedure, what is the selection criteria. I'm just opening new tabs. So here you can see that. Let me show. Sorry. Yes, who can apply for this program? Like naval engineer, naval architect, maritime engineers, electrical engineers, electrical power engineers, electronic engineers, control system engineers, civil engineers, renewable energy engineers, and mechanical engineers, and physics, even applied physics and mathematics. So you can apply if you have it. So you see by the name, the marine renewable energy marine environment, it's never show that applied mathematics. So people can apply for this program, but inside you can find that this kind of things that yes, you can apply for that particular program. So I'm going to details of the how the application procedure is. We need like what kind of documents we need for application. So I'm going to talk about a little bit about that. So first document I need to stop share. Yes, the proof of place of residence. That means it's a proof that it will prove that I'm going to stop share for the time being. It will prove that where you're living for the time being. So you need to show them a document, and I made one document. It's a demo document from during my application, so I'm going to share again that document. Yes, this is the document. So these documents you can take from the consular office of your certain cities, or if you live your main home of address is from a village, you can take from Union Porishad in Union Council, I guess. So here, and otherwise, if you can't go to your counselor, you can take it from your university professor or university teacher, and they need to just seal it. So at the top, you need to put the date and put like this way. Then here you need to show your photo, and after that you can write it up there like this. This is certify that Mr. Name, like your name, your birth date, your passport number. If you are taking from your university, definitely university ID, and if you're taking from the Union Porishad or Council office, you don't need this. your passport number will be enough. And then you need to put that address where you're from belong. And after that, you can put your university name, university address, and how much credits you did, and which faculty you are studying, and the CGPA if you wanted to show your CGPA. If you don't want, it's also fine. And then you can your professor name, professor affiliation, and here the professor will seal it with his signature or her signature, and his or her phone number or email address. So this is the document, how it works. And now I'm going to move on to the second document. So we need to talk about, yes, the second document. You will need a valid passport, because we are outside of SEPA, like European Union, Schengen area. So we need a valid passport to apply for these programs. And the third, we need the certified copy of transcript records and BSc degree. And like if you didn't you just graduated, you can have your provisional certificate or transcript from your university. You can scan it and you can apply for with those documents, because sometimes without having the graduation, we don't, or maybe a convocation ceremony, we don't get the main certificate. So it's better to take the provisional one and scan it and upload it. It's quite impactful. And the copy of language certificate, and I'm going to talk a bit about this. Yes, let me, the frequently asked questions. Here you can find about the English proficiency. Like here it's given that if one applicant's mother tongue is English, like, so prove that she has sufficient fluency in English. So applicants who has native language is not English is required to pass the recognized international English test such as TOEFL. But if though we are not from, our mother tongue is not English, so we have to show them IELTS score, like the 6.5 for IELTS or higher. TOEFL if it is 90 IBT or more than that, and B2 is the first, like for the Cambridge English test. And this is the language requirements you have to fulfill. So in all average, you will find that like 6.5 and no band less than 6 is applicable for most of the program in Erasmus. But there are a few programs they will ask 7, overall 7, or maybe 6. No band less than 6.5. And there are a few programs they will ask could be 6. And there are also few programs they can ask for like more, like minimum instruction. So like you studied 4 years of a bachelor in English, so you can show them that. But I suggest definitely go with IELTS or TOEFL, because when 2 applicants apply for the same position and someone has IELTS and someone doesn't have, so the people who has IELTS, they will get more priority. And it's better to have a good IELTS score. Like if your result like CGPA is low, or maybe CGPA is mediocre, so it's better to have good IELTS score or maybe good research background. So that will compensate that, and other things you have in the lowest, maybe other things can increase that part. So that's how you can compensate your losses. Okay, so the next is the curriculum vitae, like CV in Europass format. So you will thinking, what is this Europass format? Like I never heard of it. Don't worry, I'm going to show you. Just write it up, Europass CV. So it's also another website from European Union, just like the Erasmus Catalog. So you can go inside here and you can sign up and you can open an account here. And let me check, just like, because I am not going to open the login account. I want to just show you how to create your CV in a short. So put it, create your CV, like continue. So better you open a profile, so your data will be saved there. Otherwise you need to do it like each time whenever you want to do. So here you can put your first name, last name, about yourself a little bit if you want, and you can put your email address, nationality, your date of birth, gender, email address, then your phone number, your social media if you want to give them. But please don't forget to give them the Skype, because some programs they have some sorts of interview. So it's better to have you give them your Skype ID or your Teams ID maybe. And your website, if you have it, like Google Scholar ID or maybe a ResearchGate ID, you can share them, and your addresses as well. I recommended like there are a lot of programs they never specify like how much your CV will be, but I suggest you should have like 2-page and maximum 3-page. Don't exceed 3-page in your CV, and try to be very concise with your CV. Please don't try to put everything whatever you have, but try to be smart how you can show yourself very in a good manner, that and how that things are more connected with your that kind of particular program you are applying for. So that's what I suggest to all applicants. And the CV is done, and the motivation letter. And the motivation letter, it's like just Rakib Bhai told earlier in this session, on the first fragment of the program, that the motivation letter is really transcendent. I believe that as well. Like when I was just graduated, it's quite impactful for my application. So try to be right in a very concise way, but like those kind of things, don't be very proud whatever you did. Like when sometimes we write the motivation letter, we write like we did 7 papers, we did 5 papers, and maybe for us as a student, doing five research paper is quite good or quite impressive. But the person is going to like check your profile. Maybe he had more than 100 research publication, maybe 200 publications. So whatever you have, try to show them very polite way. Don't be very proud in that manner, because that English is not our mother language. So sometimes it's like we don't understand the emotions of English sometimes. So it's really quite impactful. So I suggest try to write your motivation in your way, but in very like professional way, and try to be make some fragments. Like first fragment you can put who are you, second fragment like your university and what you learn, which is connected to your program, and third portion you can write your thesis and how it's connected, and fourth you can write it up like your extracurricular activities, and finally you can like sum up all the things together. But it's not a golden rule. It's my way of writing a motivation letter. Maybe it's different than other person, but I suggest like the motivation letter is yours. It's only yours. So write by yourself. Maybe you can show them some expertise to check, but don't show them like 10 or 20 people. Just show 1 or 2 people to check like is it okay or not. But I suggest like write by yourself and in a proper way, and try to be very concise. And in motivation letter, try to be within 1 page, and some program they put limit 2 page, but I suggest don't exceed 1 page or 3-4 lines, because it's enough to yeah, whatever you have within 1 page, because I also write it in 1 page, and maybe other guys also write in 1 page, so it's enough, I guess. And the recommendation letter, I think it's already covered by brother Rakib Bhai. So I suggest the recommendation letter. Yes, you can take both from your academic teachers, and you can one from supervisor from your work, or from your teacher. If it is 3, you can 2 from academic teachers and 1 from your work supervisor. And sometimes it happens that people don't want to inform the job place that they're going to leave. So you can also avoid. It's up to you, but if your boss in your workplace is better, he is flexible, so you can ask from him about your recommendation letter. And this is all the things for application is needed. And some program they show the criteria, like how they make it. For the RAM, they tell it like academic performance, the student transcript is 40%, but it's not always for all the programs. So do not lose hope. Like some programs it may be 20%, could be 30%. Some programs it could be 25%. So do not lose hope. Try to improve your other segments if you have low CGPA. And the quality rank is not always taken into consideration by all programs. It's by RAM, so it's their concern. The professional experience, if you have like any volunteer experience or maybe internship, you can put it. Also a motivation letter and your recommendation letter. This is how they break down of this, but it's not for all. Like some programs they focus on more research papers, maybe sometimes they focus on work experience, sometimes they focus motivation letter, your result, your CGPA, RAL score. So do not lose hope. And that's all for the application. And I have some quite few tips for all of you. Like, try to email in the email you have, just try to be professional name. Like, don't put like an NGLP or bad boy. This is not in a professional way. Try to be proper renaming for your documentation when you're submitting, and put it in the chronological order as they asked. And try to remove the grammatical mistakes from your motivation letter. And definitely check the deadline. Don't do the things in the deadline. Like, in general, the time of the application is from September to December. Some programs offer until the deadline is January, February, and few programs, 1 or 2 programs, until March or mid-March. So it's better take the deadline until December. And sometimes people thought like, I have a gap like 2 years, 3 years, it doesn't matter for Erasmus. I know a person like who is more than 60 plus age, and after his finishing his graduate job period, he thought he wanted to do a master, and he applied in Erasmus, and he got the scholarship, and he is now doing his master. He is maybe in the second year, as for my knowledge. And do not think about the national, private, or public university like discrimination. The people there, they don't care about it. And what after Erasmus, like, there is a concern like what I'm going to do after Erasmus. You can join the industry in Bangladesh, or maybe in Europe, or maybe US or Canada. You can go for R&D jobs, you can go for industrial jobs, you can go for entrepreneurship as well. And if you want to be an academician, you can go for your PhD. It's up to you. So after Erasmus, there are a lot of opportunities there in Europe, US, in Canada, and also Bangladesh. So alumni are everywhere from Erasmus, so you can find help from there as well. So that's all from my side for today. And for the time being, me and Rakib Bhai, we are opening the floor for the question and answer.
All said, bro. No,
Thank
let's
you.
hear them.
Yes, Zarif, brother, you can ask whatever you want to take.
Yes. So Masoom bhai, as you were showing us about a specific program, REM, and that had a criteria of the university ranking. Can you show that us again? That it had shown university ranking. So my question is, does every program under Erasmus require this university ranking? I mean, if our university is accredited by like Engineering Board of Bangladesh or something, and that showed 20%. So that's a huge weightage of my overall application process. So does it require for every program, or just that REM program you showed?
Zarif, to be honest, it's I see more than like, I checked more than 10-20 programs, and I checked almost 140 programs for the future students of Bangladesh. But I never seen these requirements like 1 or 2 programs among them. So you don't need to worry about it. It's only for the RAM. So other programs there is, you can do it without that. So don't worry about it. Like brother shared, you can see that.
So it's another program called EMJMD that it's also for electrical and computer students. They are not asking for it. Just for an example, to be more clarifications, they're asking about your exams, like your marks, then your research experience, your language, your publications or reports, and your continuity to the career. So yeah, it's Paris program to program. It's just for the clarification. It's another program called this program. So yeah, I hope we answered your question. Jarav, is it okay for you now?
Yeah, thank you, Rakib bhai.
For Zarif, just in addition with Rakib bhai, like in my program, they never asked for it. So like Smart Citizen Communities, I finished it, and almost another 6 AIUB, and they got a scholarship after like the following year of 2 years from after me. So it doesn't matter for them. But yes, the RAM is a specific program, they ask for it, but it doesn't matter for every program. But it also like I want to add, like from AIUB last year, also 2 guys get admission in RAM, and then the previous year of the last year, one guy, he's studying right now in RAM. So they care about it, but not that much, I guess.
Okay,
Okay,
take the next
thank
question.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, welcome. Shariful, please unmute yourself and ask the question.
Am I audible?
Yeah,
Yes.
we can hear you.
Thank you, bhai, for your wonderful lecture, both of you. It was nice. And by one small question from me, the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship, is it only for master's program or is it also available for PhD?
Awesome. Okay, it's your turn.
Shariful Islam, thank you for your wonderful question. And to be honest, yes, for in the name of Erasmus, only the masters is there. In the name of Erasmus Mundus, joint master's degree. But earlier there was a PhD, its name called Erasmus PhD, but right now its name is Marie Curie Fellowship. So they changed the name of the project is changed. So after you're finishing your master's, maybe if you're just finish your master's from IUT, I don't know, you can apply for Marie Curie PhD as well, if you fulfill their criteria. But you can apply actually for the PhD. There are a lot of projects that you can apply for Marie Curie fellowships. And when you get the Erasmus Masters, you will be a brand for them. Like a lot of alumni from ours, so like they're doing their Marie Curie PhDs. From like one of our CR also is doing that, and our vice president of EMA, he's also his Marie Curie PhD in Spain and one in Germany. So it's quite open for everyone.
Okay, the next question is
another question. Can I under this scholarship, can I choose the university or can I only choose the program, or the university is chosen by them by default?
Okay,
Rakib bhai, please. You can.
It is, I was explaining before that program country and program country. So it's normally this is a program is organized by few universities. So you have to select the program, not the university. I repeat, you have to select the program. So what program, the program you are applying for, they have specific universities, countries. So yes, you have to select the program, not the university.
So
thank you.
Actually, Sharif, the thing is, it's the program of Erasmus Mundus degree. It's a European project, so they apply for it and they get funded, and then they show us. So you cannot choose the university. Actually, the university will be under that program. So that's it. Like Tasnimul Hassan,
yeah.
Please ask your question. Hassan, we cannot hear you. We can't hear you.
Can we apply before our graduation?
Yes, we can apply. We can apply before graduation, but before that, we need to see in the website. But the perspective program will start with next year September. So you have to be past your graduation before next year September. So in that aspect, you need to ask the program coordinator, you can apply or not. If he gives you permission, you can apply. If you've just finished maybe 8 semester, you have 7 semester you had finished, so you can apply with that. But you need to take the permission from your departmental head, write a letter, and they will write it in that way that you are finishing this credits, and you can apply with that transcript. But you need to ask 2 people. One is the program coordinator of Erasmus. If he gives or she gives you permission, you can apply. And the second, your departmental head, who is going to support you with the documents. I guess you got your answer.
Yes,
please ask your question, Mr. Harunaba, if I'm properly pronounced it.
So can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
My question is, what is the minimum requirement for the CGPA? The minimum requirement.
Best question. Okay, we are not laughing actually. So this is a question everyone asked. Okay, Masam, I'm answering this question. Okay.
Yes, brother. Just go for it.
So when we were showing the evaluation or assessment criteria, they were not saying anything about the minimum CGPA requirement. So your answer is there is no minimum CGPA requirement for Erasmus. As I said, my CGPA was in the range of 3.76. Masum CGPA is 3.8. We know some student who has 3.9. Okay, I'm not afraid in you. The next answer is we have some student with a CGPA 3.8, 3.10 in that range as well. So there is no minimum criteria, but it is important to sell yourself in a good way. It's important how we sell yourself, how we put every other aspects, that's important. It's not only the CGPA, it's a criteria like your CGPA, motivational letter, English language, research, everything. So it's an accumulation of everything. So if you have a less point in CGPA, try to focus on others. That's the answer.
Yeah, I have another question. Are they going to select you based on the country you are from, or based on your academic, or the things you name here? Do they have any maximum number of country or?
Okay, I believe I got your question. Yes, they select a student like from different countries, but there is no specific requirement. Like more or less, the maximum pick 3 students for each country, most of the cases. But for me, this year, for my program, we 4 got selected. So most likely they take maximum number of 3 most of the cases. And this is it. But if, for example, if they got, for example, like from Bangladesh, they're not getting any qualified students, so they won't pick any student from Bangladesh. If they find a good student from Nigeria, they'll pick a student from Nigeria. So I'm just saying, so yes, they select a student from different countries, and they select the judge based on everything, kind of.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, Zarif, you can ask your question again.
Yeah, Bhai, I had another question. Like we see for the North American countries, there is a earliest priority deadline, right? For many universities, there is a priority deadline. So does Erasmus programs do have this kind of earliest priority deadline?
Masum.
Oh,
Rakib bhai, you can answer better because you applied for both countries.
Okay. So your answer is, yeah, most of the North American countries, they do have priority applications, which means if you apply within that deadline, your application will be automatically considered for scholarships. However, for Erasmus Mundus Scholarship, most likely they have yes, it is important. They have application for funding students and self-funded students. They have 2 different applications. So if you want a funding application, you have separate application deadline, and if you are a self-funded student, you have different application deadline. Yes.
But for that reason, I tell earlier that the application deadline in general is from September to December. So if your maximum program, you will find in that range. So that's
okay,
the
by the
deadline.
way, application window is already open. Most of the program, they already open. So you can have to look for those catalog, search for your program, and trust me, ask as many questions you can ask today. Trust me, ask as your question. It doesn't matter how stupid it may sound. As one of my teachers from IEEE, he said, Rakib, if you ask question, you may look stupid. But if you do not ask question, you will remain stupid. So ask your question, trust me.
Agreed on that point. And it is better like
silly it looks like, just ask,
all of you turn off your camera
if you want, you can turn on. Even Zarif is not turning on his camera, bro.
Be careful because it's very far from our country, so it's better to see the people from my country. So if you have no problem, you can turn off your camera.
But thank you for.
But it's up to you, no problem.
But you can turn on both and ask a question.
I can see Sharar Muhtasim has another question. Yes, Sharar, you can mute yourself.
Acha, Rakib Bhaiya was saying that for his scholarship, he did a year in the EU. But now that UK is not part of the EU anymore, is it still part of Erasmus?
Your answer is still UK is contributing in few programs. For example, their funding has secured for few years, so their program is not ended. So your answer is it depends on the program you are applying for. For example, one of our junior close to friend, even he's very close to Masum, so he's called 𝐤𝐻𝐻. 𝐤𝐻𝐻 is doing online classes in UK, so he started with Europe, and after Brexit, still he is going to UK. So your answer is, like, if the program has still the funding, if they're recruiting more students, still they have the funding, yes, they are still a part of Erasmus Mundus scholarships.
You don't need to worry about it. Like my program is connected with 𝐤𝐻𝐻.
He's also a part
from
of
UK. So my main degree will coming from UK. Even there is a Brexit, so don't worry about this kind of things. Like that is the concern of the programs, the coordinators, not ours. So we just need to go for the programs. That's it.
One more clarification. When we talk about Erasmus Mundus, we only think it's a program. Trust me, Erasmus Mundus is not a single program. There are 149 programs. So literally every single, each program is different, they all are different. So their criteria to starting from the criteria to everything is different from, it varies, not completely different, but it slightly varies to program. So Erasmus Mundus is not just a single program. There are right now 149 courses available. So it's like, it's like an open door for everyone. And we are the information we are sharing here. These are general information. As you're saying, for example, when you are saying that IELTS is 6.5 for 95%, but it may varies for 5%. But if you raised, bro, I saw a program they're asking for 6, but you are saying that it varies program to program. See, someone was asking about university ranking. Other they don't care. So yeah. Any more questions?
Even though they write many things, but it depends when they select. So don't worry about it. Like already Bangladeshi students there got selected in RAM from last 2 years.
No one has asked, if I have a master's degree, can I again apply or not? I was expecting the question.
Yes, you can apply if you have a master's degree, but if you have Erasmus degree, you cannot apply for Erasmus degree.
Okay, thank you for your answer.
I'm just joking, but it's true, Rakib bhai.
This is the truth, because so
if you have a master's, you can apply.
Jarif, do you have more questions or you answer everything? See, we are very good speakers.
Yes, I have some more questions from the form, Google form. I'll read them out for you guys. Okay. So there is a specific question: what criteria makes a student stand out when someone is applying for this scholarship? Like apart from the CGPA or research experience.
Okay, as I said before, it varies program to program. Erasmus is not a single program. For example, their criteria might be, for example, they have CGPA, as you said, and research experience. So it might cover 60%. Other than that, they might ask for your work experience. Then they can ask your IELTS score, your English proficiency. Then they can ask your maybe volunteer experience. So there is no general criteria. You have to look the program you are applying for very carefully. Okay, what are their criteria? It is clearly mentioned there. So there is no, that's the answer, I think.
Okay. As Rakib bhai, you were calculating or saying us about the monetary compensation. So one of the Google form questions came as, how much money in exact do they need for the application process?
Can you paraphrase the question?
Apart from the submitting of the documents, you already mentioned that is free. So in total, how much money do I need for an application procedure to any program?
Okay, it's a good question. Okay, let's answer this question. So your answer is you don't have to pay anything for application. Again, it's free. However, you might need some money to process your visa. For fast travel, you will get most likely you will get your money after you come to the country. If you travel from Bangladesh to that country, they will pay you. So you don't have to pay for application. Trust me, you don't have to pay nothing, but you might need to pay for your visa processing. So it varies country to country. The country you are applying for visas, it varies. So approximately, again, the air travel, it also varies with time to time. So you have to keep in mind that you have to pay for your visa application fees, maybe most likely, plus your you have to book an accommodation, might be, plus your travel cost. It varies countries to country. So you have to just make a calculation. Okay, for example, I'm applying for Italian visa. It might cost me around 20,000 right now. I'm just giving an example, random examples. It might cost you 20,000. Then if you want to book an accommodation, it might cost you another 50. I'm just saying, So, and for travel, it's most likely average 50 kind of. This is how it works, and it varies, as I said, it varies country to which country we're going.
The money you are spending here, each penny going to be repaid by European Union, but in different manners. You will get 3,000 each year for your visa or your expenditure of your travel accommodation, and you will get 1,000 for each month for your accommodation or your food, you're roaming around. So you will all around you will get 31,000 euro in 2 years. So it will repay where you are going to spend.
For example, I got my first salary. I call it salary, maybe scholarship money. So I got my first scholarship money in the second month. Means I got the first month. It took a month to open the account in UK. So my first payments was 6,000 euro. It was not a bad. Trust me, it's good. It feels good. So I'm just motivating you. I'm not showing my money. Trust me. I'm just motivating you. That's the purpose. So, yeah, your first salary is gonna be more or less 5,000 or 6,000. So welcome to the community.
That 1,000 euro, don't think that like it's huge. It's huge in Bangladeshi aspect, but yeah, at least if you are living in UK, you will like spend maybe 800 or 700 euros, or in Belgium. And if you go to Spain, maybe you will spend 500.
It depends their personal lifestyle. Okay, so yeah.
Like, but you have to like manage your time with that.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
But any more question?
Or the left, the organizers left. Jarif, are you here?
No, yeah, I'm here. I'm looking for some of the questions I got in another Google form. Yeah, when can I apply for the? Yes, if it is clear, like, can I apply in January or February 2022? That was the question, I guess.
But I'm going to answer it directly if you permit.
No, answer.
Thank you.
He asked about next year, 2022, January, February.
Yes, I understand. The thing is, like, if the programs has the deadline, or have the deadline like to 15 January or 30 January or maybe 15 February, you can apply for that program. But you need to check it out, like when the funded will be stopped, the funded scholarship will be stopped. Like there will be two kind of deadlines, as Rakib told earlier, that you have to see for the Erasmus scholarship deadline and the self-funding deadline. See if there are, maybe sometimes it could be only one deadline. So it depends on the program to program, it varies. So if there are some programs is open until the January, you can apply. Otherwise, they are not going to increase the deadline for one student, not 1 second. So they will close the deadline after just before 1 second, I guess, their main deadline. So you need to check which programs are available for that time.
Yeah, I want to add one more information. It's not about this particular question. It's about I'm asking a question and I'm giving you the answer. For example, I do have a specific questions about a program. To whom should I ask? Should I look for another Erasmus Mundus webinar to wait for Rakib and Masim to come and answer my question? Even they're saying that it varies program to program. So listen carefully. The people who are still active in this, I see 37 participants. I believe you are active. So it's for special tips from my side, not for our side. So if you have any specific question regarding the program you're applying for, so go to that program website. The program you're applying for. Go to their program website. Find there is a called contact person. So you can find a professor who is responsible for all of your questions. He is the chairman, or he is the director of this program. So ask all the questions to that person. He is sitting there to answer our query, our questions. But we don't do that. We just here and there when we ended up with wrong information. So to get specific information, I repeat, go to that website, program website, find that contact person who is the director or the chairman or the coordinator of that program, write him an email. Trust me, he will get back to you. He or she will get back to you. This is how it works.
But do not forget to write in a very professional way, because in Bangladesh, I know that people sometimes they write email like they're writing their email to their friends. Hey, buddy, it's not like he's not a buddy. Be careful.
And Mason said a very good point that do not send an email like bad boy 37, like Neil Puri. I got a friend who starts me. She is called Angel. Even she wrote she missed not Angel. That was Angel. It's not Angel or Angel. There is a difference between Angel and Angel, right? So don't send from those email IDs. Try to be professional in your writing and even the name of your CGP.
And because here is IEEE Student Branch, I guess a lot of volunteers is here, so they know how to do it. Because I'm also work with IEEE for the time being, so I know. Yeah, so we worked together like earlier. So I'm still working with IEEE. So you guys have a IEEE.org mail. So if you have that mail, you can write up with that email towards them. Or maybe if you have an email from IUT, I don't know you guys get it or not, but some universities, they get it from their university email.
Yes,
so
we do have our institutional mail.
it's
Yeah,
better
then
to
you
write
that one, that's
email with the institutional mail. So it's going to be like more secure for your replies from those like teachers or professors or maybe a responsible person.
Okay, next question, if you have.
Another question came from the form, that is, are we going to know about which specific university and which country we will be going to if we secure the master's scholarship?
Yeah, I already answered these questions before. So yes, when you are selecting a program, you exactly know which universities and countries you are going for.
Okay. And another question came about the IELTS score. Is there any like criteria that the IELTS score should be above or not less than this? Is there a benchmark for this IELTS score?
Yes, I already
before.
covered. But again, I just tell for the time being, like 6.5 overall, no band less than 6. Some programs ask for 7, some programs can ask for 6. So it depends on the program, but maximum program they ask for 6.5 minimum, and no band less than 6. So that's the minimum criteria. I seen there is another question from Tasminul Islam.
Assalamu alaikum. Yeah. So it is possible to apply for Erasmus after the completion of our 7th semester.
Yes,
yes. So after taking our permission from the department head, we can apply for it, right?
Yes, you can apply, but before, don't forget to taking the permission of the program coordinator of particular program you're applying. As Rakib Bhai told, that if you're applying for REM, just suppose you're applying for REM,
yes,
just there is one email like at the rem@.edu something. So that email, you need to send an email that you are right now, you're a bachelor student and you're on your last semester, you want to apply, and you're asking his like cordial permission. Like
if I'm eligible to apply for it or not.
Yes, it depends on the program. At maximum, they give you the permission, as per my knowledge.
Okay, you can ask your question is Bengali as well. A lot of people might feel hesitate. Don't feel, ask any language.
তাহলে আরেকটা কোশ্চেন ছিল।
Yes.
So basically আমরা ম্যাক্সিমাম 3টা অ্যাপ্লাই করতে পারবো 3টা প্রোগ্রামের জন্য, রাইট? সো এখন এক বছরের 3টা, মানে 3টার বেশি তাহলে আমার এক্সিট করা যাবে না। আর 3টা তো আমার আলাদা আলাদা ভাবে আমার অ্যাপ্লাই করতে হবে, রাইট? সো বেসিক্যালি আমি যদি একটা প্রোগ্রামের জন্য অ্যাপ্লাই করতে চাই, আমার আরেকটা আলাদা ভাবে করা লাগবে। একসাথে তো 3টা কখনো করা যাবে না, কারণ 3টা রিকোয়ারমেন্ট আলাদা, 3টা সবকিছু আলাদা হবে, রাইট না?
এক্স্যাক্টলি, আপনি 3টা প্রোগ্রাম, সাপোজ আপনি যদি একটা প্রোগ্রাম অ্যাপ্লাই করেন ইলেকট্রনিক্স, আরেকটা করেন কমিউনিকেশন, আরেকটা করেন রিনিউয়েবল এনার্জি, 3টার অ্যাপ্লিকেশন সেম হওয়া সম্ভব না। যেমন আপনি যখন বাজারে যান, আপনার এক ধরনের জামা পরেন, মসজিদে যান এক ধরনের জামা পরেন, বা একটা ফ্রেন্ডের বাসায় ঘুরতে গেলে এক ধরনের জামা পরেন। তো 3টা প্রোগ্রাম 3টা ডিফারেন্ট। সো আপনাকে ওই 3টা ডিফারেন্ট ভাবে আপনাকে সাজায় নিজেকে কানেক্ট করে অ্যাপ্লিকেশন করতে হবে। বাট আমি সাজেস্ট করবো আপনাদের ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ড যেটার সাথে ম্যাচ করে তাতে অ্যাপ্লাই করেন। 3টার বেশি অ্যাপ্লিকেশন করতে পারবেন না, অ্যাপ্লিকেশন আপনাকে 3টাই করতে হবে। দ্যাটস ইট।
ধন্যবাদ।
Most welcome.
You can ask in Bengali questions. We don't mind. We are from Bangladesh, guys.
ভাই আপনাদের নিজস্ব মানে স্পেসিফিক ভাবে যদি মানে কোনো এক্সপেরিয়েন্স শেয়ার করার থাকে আর কি, মানে আপনারা ফেস করছেন আর কি পার্সোনালি, মানে
এরাসমাসের টাইমে নাকি বিফোর এরাসমাস?
ভাই এরাসমাসের টাইমে, মানে এই অ্যাপ্লিকেশন করার টাইমে কিংবা অ্যাপ্লিকেশন অ্যাকসেপ্ট হওয়ার পরে এই টাইপের
অ্যাপ্লিকেশন হওয়ার আগে আমি যেটা ফেস করছি আমি শেয়ার করতে চাই।
হ্যাঁ, ও মনে হয় যেটা জানতে চাচ্ছে লাইক কোনো লাইক আমরা এখন পর্যন্ত যেটা কথা বলছি খুবই জেনারিক অ্যাপ্লিকেশন প্রসিডিউর, বাট আনফেভারেবল কোনো সিচুয়েশন আসছে কিনা অথবা কোনো চ্যালেঞ্জ আসছে কিনা যেটা আপনারা ফেস করে ওইটা ওভারকাম করে অ্যাপ্লিকেশন করতে পারেন।
ঠিক আছে, ইমতিয়াজ আমার জন্য এটা আমি যেটা ফেস করছি, আমার অ্যাপ্লিকেশন ডেডলাইন ছিল হচ্ছে 31 জানুয়ারি। আমি যখন স্ম্যাক্সে অ্যাপ্লিকেশন করি, তো আমি মানে খুবই শর্ট নোটিসে আমি ডিসিশন নেই 27 তারিখে অ্যাপ্লিকেশন করবো, যেটা ভালো সিদ্ধান্ত বলে আমি মনে করি না, বাট আমার সিচুয়েশন এরকম ছিল, কিছু করার ছিল না। আই ওয়াজ জাস্ট এ ফ্রেশ গ্রাজুয়েট। সো আমি অ্যাপ্লিকেশন করে দেই এবং আমার 2 টিচারের নাম জিজ্ঞেস করে দেই, বাট একজনের কাছে আমি জিজ্ঞেস করতে ভুলে যাই। তো এটা প্রফেশনাল ওয়ে না, বাট আমার হাতে টাইম কম ছিল, তিনি আমার সুপারভাইজার ছিলেন বলে আমি ওভাবে জিজ্ঞেস করি নাই আগে, যেহেতু অ্যাপ্লিকেশন করছি। তো বিফোর মানে কোথাও অ্যাপ্লিকেশন করার আগে বেটার হচ্ছে আপনার সুপারভাইজারকে বা আপনার টিচারকে আপনি 1 সপ্তাহ 2 সপ্তাহ 1 মাস আগে থেকে ইনফর্ম করবেন যে আপনি ওই পার্টিকুলার প্রোগ্রামে অ্যাপ্লিকেশন করতে চান। আর আমার দ্বিতীয় যে মানে আমার এরপরে অ্যাপ্লিকেশন 31 তারিখ ছিল জানুয়ারির ডেডলাইন, আর 14 দিন ছিল টিচারদের ডেডলাইন ওনারা রিকমেন্ডেশন লেটার দেওয়া। কিছু কিছু প্রোগ্রামে থাকে যে 31 তারিখে হয়তো লাস্ট ডেট থাকতে পারে, বা 7 তারিখ 1 সপ্তাহ দিতে পারে রিকমেন্ডেশন লেটার জমা দেওয়া। সো আপনার জন্য বা আপনাদের জন্য সাজেশন হচ্ছে এইটাই যে 2-3 সপ্তাহ আগে অ্যাপ্লিকেশন করেন ডেডলাইনের, স্যারদেরকে একটু টাইম দেন তার রিকমেন্ডেশন লেটারটা সাবমিট করার, কারণ স্যার তো অনেক কাজ নিয়ে ব্যস্ত থাকতে পারে। সে যদি বিদেশে থাকে বিদেশে কাজ নিয়ে ব্যস্ত থাকতে পারে, দেশে থাকে তার চাকরি আছে, তার ঘর সংসার আছে, অনেক কিছু নিয়ে সে ব্যস্ত থাকতে পারে। তো সেই জিনিসটাকে তাকে সময় দিন যাতে সে ওই টাইমটাতে কভার করতে পারে। ইভেন আমার আমার যে সেকেন্ড রিকমেন্ডেশন আসছিলেন উনি তখন প্যারিসে ছিলেন, ওনার বেবি হবে, ওনার ওয়াইফ আর ওনার বাচ্চা দুইজনই আইসিইউ তে ছিল। বাট আমি জানতাম না যখন রিকমেন্ডেশন দিছি, তখন এটা পরের কাহিনী, রিকমেন্ডেশন নাম দেওয়ার পরের কাহিনী। পরে উনি ওইটা দিয়ে দিছেন। মানে এটা ট্রেমেন্ডাস, সবাই কিন্তু এগুলো করবে না আপনার জন্য এইভাবে। সো বেটার হচ্ছে আপনি টাইম নিয়ে জিনিসগুলো করেন। এই চ্যালেঞ্জটা আমি ফেস করছি, এটা আমি বলতে চাই। আর নিজের জিনিসপত্র আগে থেকে প্রিপেয়ার করে রাখবেন, সো তাহলে আপনি সমস্যা হবে না। যেন ডেডলাইনের 1 মাস আগে আপনার সব ডকুমেন্ট যিনি রেডি থাকে। দ্যাটস ইট। রাকিব ভাই, আপনি কিছু অ্যাড করতে চাইলে করতে পারেন।
আমি অ্যাড করতে চাইলে এরকম আমি বলবো যে আমি তো ফার্স্ট ইয়ার রিজেকশন খেয়েছি, আমি বলবো যে আমাদের একটা মাথায় ধারণা থাকে যে আপনারা জিজ্ঞেস করতেছিলেন যে মিনিমাম ক্রাইটেরিয়া কত, আইএলটিএস এর মিনিমাম সিজিপিএ ক্রাইটেরিয়া কত। আমি যেটা বলতে চাই সেটা হলো যে we have one international student, so I'm going to English. So okay, I mean the point I want to say, like, we always think, okay, what is the minimum criteria for this? It's not like, you know, that is like, it's just not about a minimum criteria, it's a competition. You have to remember that one. They said in the, like, when they're assessment criteria, they're saying they're looking for this, and if you think that, okay, I have all of these, and why I should not then get it? I should get it. I have, because I have 6.5, I have the minimum. Then for example, the year you applied, they got more qualified students than you. So you have to remember that it's not about just fulfilling the minimum criteria. It is a competition. It is a competition around the globe. Only 15 will get selected. Okay, so you have to prepare in such a way that one person gets selected next year from Bangladesh. It has to be you. So my motivation to you is, prepare yourself in such a way. Do not just look for the minimum criteria. Prepare yourself in such a way that if one person next year gets selected, it has to be you. How? You will find all the way. You will know. For example, right now you don't know anything, but you will find out in the meantime how to write a good SOP, how to get a good LOR, how to write a good CV. You will find out everything. You will apply this year and you will get selected, and you will write an email, rakib@gmail.com, that I got selected. I welcome you in the Europe and UK and anywhere else. Okay, someone asked about our email ID, Masum. So that's why I've given my email ID. It's rakib@gmail.com. You can reach me anytime.
Yes, for me it's masum4096@gmail.com. So and the challenges after Erasmus, like, you will be alone, but you will be alone in this world for 2 years, but not alone. You will have new friends, so you can enjoy, you can hang out with them, but you have to cook by yourself. That's a big challenge, so try to learn cooking before coming to Europe or US or Canada, so it's better for your health. So that's another golden tips for all of you.
Another funny thing is, what Erasmus will make you, it will make you a good chef, very good chef. Trust me, you will learn how to be a good cook. You know, you will learn cooking, and you might have a very good experience in photography. If you don't have, you know, that's what I will put in my marriage CV, that I can cook and I can take photos. Trust me.
Yes, I'm going to cover that part as well. Like, if you're a good cook, like, you can have good girlfriend if you don't have a really good wife.
Okay, don't
like,
go
you can
into
convince
that.
them. Just joking.
Do you have any more question? I think we answered everything.
Yeah, you can tell us more about many of us have a fascination of going around the football stadium, as I saw in Rakib Bhai's profile. So you can say something about the traveling through Europe. Yeah.
Wait a second. For example, who are like football fan, this is an official football from Manchester United. I went to Old Trafford, I went to Anfield, I went to Arsenal stadiums. So I got a ball with sign with every player. You will, like, you know, with Manchester. You are welcome to Erasmus. Erasmus, you know, it will open the door for you to travel. Trust me.
I went to Real Madrid.
See, he went to RMA. So.
And
So
I
it's
take
like
a photo with the Champions League, and I went to Barcelona to watch a match. I see my university is near the San Mamés Stadium of Athletic Bilbao, and that's how I love. And I went to the Estadio Mestalla of Valencia football club. So yes, it's quite a different story. Like I am also a big football fan, so you can have that experience to see Messi or maybe Ronaldo or maybe someone else. Yes, I
And
see
like
Messi
only
and
within a year, I visited already 7 countries. So
That's huge. We have our honorable counselor, sir, here, Dr. Raqibul Hassan Shagor, sir. Shagor, sir, if you can hear me.
I can hear you clearly.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Yes, sir. We were discussing about the application procedures. Our two expert speakers, Ms. Mohammad Raqib Rahan Bhai and Mohammad S.M. Nasm Ahmed Bhai, were holding a session for us. It is about 2 hours, and many of the participants had questions, general queries about the application procedure. They were answering our questions. And we are actually at the very end of our program. So I would request Shagor sir, if you do have some speech, short speech or formal vote of thanks for our honorable speakers today.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, Zarif. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Actually, first of all, I'm extremely sorry that I could not attend the whole session, but I attended the last question answer part. I think half an hour ago. And I found a lot of students were asking a lot of interesting questions. And by hearing that question intensity, I assumed that, well, it was a good session. I had another official program where I had to join. And well, just now we have finished that webinar. The title of the webinar, let me see the banner, A Road to European Masters, Erasmus Mundus Master's Degree with Erasmus+ Scholarship. Well, definitely this type of programs are very helpful for these students who want to pursue their higher studies in the European countries. I hope all the participants were benefited from this webinar. And from my experience, I can say that I have a lot of students. I had a lot of students, those who could not achieve or who could not go to their desired master's degree program due to lack of information. And this type of program will actually generally clarify this sort of information gap. And currently, my direct thesis students, a good number of direct thesis students from IUT as well as from Bangladesh are enjoying this program and scholarship. So, well, I, as a branch counselor of IEEE IUT Student Branch, would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the speakers, Mr. Mohammad Raqib Rahan and Mr. S.M. Masum Ahmed. Okay, we are honored to have you with us today. Thank you for being with us. And I would also like to thank all the members of IEEE Student Branch who are working relentlessly to arrange different programs for common good. You know, this type of programs are really helpful for the students of IIT as well as from the other universities. Well, I'm not going to prolong my speech as you were having a long 2-hour session. So with this few words, I want to conclude today's program. I think we do not have any other scheduled program, do we, Zarif?
No, sir. Our question answer session is done. So thank you, sir, for your motivational speech and your support. And thank you to our expert speakers, Mohammad Raqib Rahan Bhai and S.M. Masum Ahmed Bhai. For the participants, if you have any further questions, the two expert speakers of our session already dropped their personal Gmail account, so you can always reach out to them for any specific questions. Now I'd like to request all the participants, I can see 33 of them are still here. I don't know if you are sleeping or not, but I guess you're not. So please turn on your camera. I would request you and we will take a picture. Yes, Masum Ahmed Bhai has also given the catalog. Yes, thank you, Bhaiya. This will be saved in our text file and also we will share in the internal groups for the participants. Yes, we can. Yes, if Inan, if you are ready, so you can take the snap.
Okay, not everyone switched on their camera. Did everyone? Well, what's about Ratul, Minhas? It's up to you. If you're comfortable to switch on your camera, then you can. Inan, say something when you are taking the shots.
Yeah, we'll make some pause on the studio.
Yes. Otherwise, we don't.
Sir, I have taken 2 snaps. Sir, you can. Sir, okay, sir. পুরোটুকুই স্যার হয়ে গেছে স্যার। স্যার আবার আরেকবার করে ফেলি। স্যার
করো।
চিজ।
Well, this is a good thing of being in this situation. We are getting experts from different countries, which we could merely think about this sort of meetings before 2 years ago. Well, people are not comfortable with this. Now everyone thinks that, well, this is the normal. And having physical meeting, that is the abnormal things.
Yes, sir, you're absolutely right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, sir. And I believe like we'll get more applicants from IUT because I know they're qualified, but maybe, as I said before, lack of information, they don't apply. So
Yes.
hopefully they will apply this year.
Like when we had the t-shirts from IUT, we seen them like they're phenomena in their different works, like in the lab, in the classes. We learned a lot of things from them, especially Maruf sir, Momel sir. They're doing great, to be honest.
We have few teachers from IUT.
Right? Nasimul Islam Maruf.
Not Nasimul. He was from my cadet college. I studied Mirzapur Cadet College. He was 1 batch junior to me, Maruf.
Okay.
And also
he's
Nazmul,
my supervisor also. Like he was my half supervisor.
Oh, he was your supervisor. Okay.
Yes, he was my supervisor. Yeah. Like he was motivated, always motivated, giving us motivation to go abroad, study, and he was very good to us always. And Momel sir also like direct teacher to me. So thank you. It's nice to meeting you, sir.
Sir, I have taken the snaps.
Thank you.
Oh, you're still alive. Okay, no worries.
Okay.
Sir, I was thinking of not to interfere, sir, as you were having.
It's okay, Nan. It's okay, Nan. That's professional from you. Yeah. So I can give the final speech of thanks from IEEE.
Momel is our alumni president. IEEE alumni.
Yes.
Well then,
Inshallah, we will have Mr. Rakib Rehan Bhai, Mohammad Rakib Rehan Bhai, and SM Nasum Ahmed Bhai again in the next year or next event.
Well,
Inshallah.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Zaid.
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.